Next game we're going to do is Royal Guard. This one's from January of '68. It was also built for New York and Wisconsin as Palace Guard. They only made 625 of those. And look at this number here. They made 4,000 elite guards just for Italy. So there must be like whole warehouses full of these games over in Italy. There's the original brochure there. And if you look, it says shifting snap targets. Now, it says all new, but it wasn't really all new because they used the shifting snap target, as they call it, on Gottlieb's Mayfair from 1966. And another weird thing about this game, if you look at the project number, is 224. And this is, again, an example of being able to look at the project number and seeing that they held this game back for over a year. So I think they didn't have much confidence in the game. This is the replay version called Royal Guard. Right next to it we have the Add-A-Ball version called Palace Guard. This one is project number 244. This one is 224, so you can see there was 20 games difference between when they designed the replay one and when they finally got around to the Add-A-Ball one. Now, you're probably looking at this saying, well, this is an Add-A-Ball game. It says Royal Guard, even though it's a Palace Guard. That's because I couldn't get a glass for a Palace Guard, so I just decided to plug in this Royal Guard glass. And if you look up there on top, I have a play indicator that'll tell you what ball you're in. So it resets and it plays just like an Add-A-Ball. There is no replay unit right there. That's gone. And unfortunately, the little numbers along the bottom didn't light up. Let's start by showing this one. This is the replay version. If you'll look here, it says special when lit. And then if you move real quick over to the Add-A-Ball, you'll see that there is no special on the fan targets. So apparently they felt that that was too easy, that people would win too many balls if they had an extra ball every time you hit that target. Now the object of the game is to hit this snap target, and every time you hit it, it snaps to somewhere else. And you can see, one by one, we're hitting all the features, and when you get all the features lit, then you light this fan target alternately for a special, which is a free game every time. This also happens to be the 5th game I ever owned, this particular one. I've had it since, I have the original receipt for it. I purchased it February 18th, 1973. So remind me again about how old I'm getting. I really like the game. It's not a great game, but I have a fondness in my heart for it because it's one of my first ones, and me and this game have gone through a lot together.
Don't feel bad, because when this game came out, this was a high-tech game to me.
This was high-tech. Ugly Mike remembers this. I remember this was always a neat feature, the way that target did snap back and forth.
Well, I grew up playing all the old wood rails where you just kind of played the ball and took your chances.
Yep, pays your nickel, takes your chance.
Yep.
But the neat thing about this game is if you get it up here and you get these targets lit, these are good for 100 points each, which can, again, I like shots where you can bounce it off a bumper, hit a lot of targets, get a lot of points. That's neat. And as you can see on this one, I got, again, quarter dollar shoots. And a problem with the Add-A-Ball one over here is the fact that there is no circuit in there for multiple plays, so I only have quarter on this one. And if anybody out there is ever thinking of putting a game out on location, let me give you a free hint that'll save you a lot of work. There's a new thing going around called electrical inspectors, and they're getting to be really nitpicky. Herb Silvers was telling me down in LA he has to send his games into a UL certified lab and pay $300 per game to get them certified. So basically, if you're going to put a game out, do yourself a favor. First thing you want to do is drill a hole in the side of your cabinet and run a ground wire back to the frame of the transformer. That's what this little wire here is. That way, when the game is all shut up, the trim, the front molding, the door, and the legs are all tied together. You should also replace the original 2-wire cord set with a brand new 3-wire cord set. Then you should put a little note on the machine that says electrical inspector. This machine meets all current UL standards, including grounded trim, grounded transformer, and grounded exterior metal parts. These guys will come into a store and they'll say, this isn't UL approved, pull it out. and they have the power to do this. They get power mad and crazy. But at the same point, if you can show them you've made an effort to run safe equipment and to ground things, they'll usually leave you alone. You say, well, this guy knows the difference between a grounded game and an ungrounded game, so maybe I'll just leave him alone. Maybe I'll go over and pick on that refrigerator over there, see if that refrigerator is grounded. So that's a free hint. If you're going to put a game out on location, it costs you about $5 for a 3-wire cord set. Mayfair sells them. Pinball Resource sells them. You can also get them through catalogs. If you buy 100 of them, they drop to about $3 a piece. Ground your transformer, ground your trim. I like this game. It's a good game. We're gonna pick out another game to inflict upon you, and we'll be back again in another second. And that's the Hound.
Hey, Schmo.
That's the pinball puppy.